You know what? The best looking candidate in that stack of resumes you have on your desk might be the most dangerous one. Not because he's a bad guy or gal, but because he makes it really easy to stop looking. Hi there, my name's Todd Rhoades, and I am one of the co-founders over at chemistrystaffing.com. You're listening to the Healthy Church Staff Podcast. We're in the middle of a series, three-part series. Part one was yesterday. We're looking at 1 Samuel chapter 16, and we're talking about filling staff positions and what we can learn from something that was written almost 3,000 years ago. Yesterday, we learned that God has a plan for your search. Matter of fact, He's actually got the right person for your search. And today we're going to continue in 1 Samuel chapter 16. Samuel is at Jesse's house. That's where we left him. That's where God sent him to find a king. And he walks into the living room of the house of Jesse, and in walks Eliab. Eliab is an impressive person. He is the oldest of the brothers. He is tall, and man, is he impressive. He looks exactly like a king should look, and that's what Samuel is there to find. He's there to find the next king. And remember that God told Samuel, I've already picked the person, but I want you to go there and anoint him. So Samuel thinks, surely, when he meets Eliab, the first one he meets, surely this is the one. The prophet, the professional, he almost anointed the wrong man in the first 30 seconds. And we talked yesterday about how the parallel to what Samuel's job is what the search committee is in modern day churches when you're looking for a staff person. And I have seen search committees that make really rash decisions. They hire the first person. Looks good. Sounds good. Everything seems to be really good, and we need this position filled, so we just hire him. A lot of times you fall hard for the polished candidate that shows up almost on day one of your search. But listen to what happens. Listen to what God says to Samuel, because God stops him cold. He said, do not consider his appearance or his height. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Read that in a committee meeting sometime. Watch the room go quiet, because everyone in it knows that they've been scoring the outward appearance. That's normally what we do first. And Eliab shows up in your search too. He just wears a little bit different outfit, right? Maybe he's got the big platform. Maybe he's got some great sermon clips, really impressive resume. You meet him and he's good looking. He's got a confident handshake, and none of that's bad. None of it's bad. And some of it matters, but none of it tells you exactly what he's like inside, what the inside the person is actually. So talent gets you a great first Sunday, but character gets you a great 10th year. Let me repeat that again, because that's really important. Talent, that outward appearance that Eliab had, that talent will get you a great first Sunday when you hire that person, when you hire the Eliab. But character, that what's inside, what's underneath, is going to get you a great 10th year. So here's what we've learned placing pastors all across the country in our work at Chemistry Staffing. The outward is really easy to measure. So because it's so easy to measure, a lot of search committees, a lot of hiring teams seem to overweight, okay? They put more weight into the outward appearance. The heart, however, is hard to measure. So committees a lot of times skip it. And that's exactly backwards. You need to ask the questions that reveal character, not just competence. How do they treat people who can't help them? What did their last exit actually look like? Who in their life tells them the truth? Top candidates can smell a template, and healthy churches can smell a candidate that's all outward. But it's easy if you're only looking for outward, and if you're only looking to fill a position, you're gonna, a lot of times, hire the wrong person. So here's the bottom line for today. God's hiring criteria is one sentence, okay? The heart, not the outward. If your process spends 90% of its energy on the outward appearance of the resume and the sermons, your process could be upside down. So here's how you can test this week. If you're in the middle of a search, pull up your interview questions. Okay, you've got a list of them. Maybe you're getting ready to interview somebody, or maybe you interviewed somebody last week, or whatever. Pull up those interview questions and count how many measure talent versus character. And if it's lopsided toward talent, you're screening for Eliab. So add 3 questions that really get at the heart, and then actually weigh the answers. Tomorrow, we're going to continue part 3, close out this series, God's promise about who he sends and why the person in your pulpit or on your staff matters more than almost anything else you're going to decide. If you need help seeing past the outward appearance on a real search, reach out to me. I'd love to be able to help you through how we help discern that and how we can help you not to hire the Eliab, the one that you think looks great on the outside, but is going to be a total disaster. You can reach out to me anytime, podcast@chemistrystaffing.com. One of the things that we hear from search committees all the time, and it's a great concern, and it's one of the main reasons that churches hire chemistry staffing to help them in their searches, is they'll just call up and say, Todd, we've made some bad hires in the past, and we don't want to do it again. And that's one of the big reasons that churches hire chemistry, or a search firm in general, is they want some outside eyes and ears to get to know them and to let them know what would be a great fit at their church. So we take a lot of the time investment, we take a lot of all the tedious front-end work, all the marketing and everything, and come alongside and really walk with your church to help you find not the end, but the person that God really has called to your church. Because he's out there. He's that needle in the haystack that we talked about yesterday, and we can help you find them. Reach out to me anytime to start a conversation. We'd love to talk with you. Podcast@chemistrystaffing.com. All right, that's it for today. Join us again tomorrow as we close out the series. You won't want to miss.